I'm here today at Vale Mill Quarry in fact, and I'm going to tell you a bit about this strange little building that we started working on before lockdown and have just managed to get back to finish our work on. I'm not going to pretend we know entirely or even really partly how it was used. There's some aspects of this that were that I really don't understand, but for one thing, it's probably not associated with the stone extraction from the quarry. It seems to be later than that. We know, or we think, the quarry stopped being used for stone in the mid 1890s, and then the water board used it for water storage, and on the 1898 Ordnance Survey map, which I have here, you can see that there are actually two buildings marked in this spot, where now there's only the one that I'm stood in. There's the little tower up the slope there. So these were probably associated with the quarrying, but what's here now was perhaps something to do with the water board's use of the site. Now the biggest puzzle, I suppose, is what on earth was going on with these drains or inlets over on this side of the building. It's possible that the corner that we have here in front of me, where you see the corner there and the wall going up that way, which underlies all this stuff, that might be part of one of the earlier buildings, although I can't make it match up precisely on the mapping. That perhaps had a drain from it, this drain down here, which disappears under that wall, and then actually reappears outside here, diving down there. It's got this, I'll call it a drain for a minute, on top of it, obviously later, but actually I wonder whether this was an inlet. The slope in the bottom of it implies that it's an inlet, so perhaps water being pumped up from the quarry in under the threshold stone there, and for some purpose inside this building. As you can see, there's been a lot of sort of modification and changes. It's got this really very nice sort of roughly central area of large granite slabs, although it's not on alignment with the four walls, which is a little bit odd perhaps. That's got a whole stack of concrete underneath it, so is presumably something quite late, perhaps a later insertion into the granite sets around it. There's another sort of fairly primitive sort of drain there, which seems to join up these two. So is it a case of water coming in up this one, something happening in here, and then water going out again? Or are we mixing up different periods of drains or inlets? I don't know, is the honest answer. It is really quite a puzzle. The sort of inner room, if you like, in here is sort of simpler. It's got a rough and ready cement floor, which I don't think ever reached the end of the building. Perhaps they ran out for whatever reason. They didn't finish. It's quite a tall structure. It's over 3 meters up to the corner there, and it clearly has a sort of a roof line coming down here. On this side of it, on the quarry side of it, there's a blocked up window and a granite bench, a big piece of granite set up on the stones there. The entrance has been made, I think, so that a door can be fully opened here, pressed back against that sort of part of the wall there. And then there's another bit of sort of rather rough and ready entrance over that side, or opening anyway, and then the main sort of south-facing aspect of it there. But I don't. The sort of problem is we just don't know how this was actually used. I mean, it clearly had some sort of industrial use. There's quite a lot of bits of broken cast iron scattered around the place, particularly quite a few of things of this sort of form, and there's a large piece over here on the outside which at first we thought had been put there deliberately, but I'm not so sure. Now clearly a bit of industrial equipment, and there's probably someone out there who can say exactly what that was used for, if only we could find them. So altogether it is really quite a puzzle, and particularly the way that these channels under the stone worked, what exactly was going on with those. And if there's any industrial archaeologists out there who can explain it all, I'd be very pleased to hear from you.